Hello there, Pastafarians. That's me. Excuse me very much. Okay, I'm down at the 16th Street Mall. It's a March something or other. It's practically spring. So, my religion is we're almost at mid-spring. So that's nice. But according to the reckoning of some, it's still a few weeks away. But it is warming up and the days are longer, noticeably, if we were capable of measuring such things, though I don't know how we would aspire to do such thing. So anyway, things are going great right now, and it's warming up and unfreezing, and I have opportunity now to be down here. How are you doing? Hello there. I'm streaming.
Oh my God.
I'm streaming to the internet. I'm going to, hold on, let me pause this. Hold on a moment. That is hilarious. No, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'll see you soon. We'll talk very, very soon. Oh my gosh, I was going to pause this so that I could talk to a work friend. I just was like, how in the hell are we? Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed now. What a surprise guest we just had. Had no idea that we'd be seeing friends from work. Shit, yeah, man. Welcome to the 16th Street Mall, eh? Come on down. We're about to have a party. I mean, we already are, as evidenced, I think. There are many guests already. Please do check out their websites in the link below. Here we are again at 16th Street Mall and Glenarm, that has been blocked off since who knows when, to preach a little bit about reality, about truth, about flying spaghetti monster. I've got my signs here. More than that, I've got my live streaming studio audience here. If you'd like to come down and talk about reality, about religion, please do. We are having many surprise guests today. Hopefully one of them is you. My name is Skizfrenovich. I'm a real preacher from the cult of Flying Spaghetti Monster. That's not my credentials. Here are my credentials. I understand if you feel like you've not heard from me in a while, but this is quite a regular thing that I used to do before things got sort of out of hand, as it were. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, speaking about my working situation. But since that time, I have found a sort of way, I think, to make it work. I think it's working out very well right now. And I think all parties involved are very happy, and we are positioned as a studio, Safe Word Studios, to really sort of take advantage of some of the situation of this coming year. But, as I was saying, spring is on its way. Here we are in a very springy situation, and what happens, you may remember, in my crew at the springtime, is that we vote for who gets to be captain, and there are 5 voters in the sort of crew that I belong to. And the last time we voted for myself, I think. I haven't really verified the results. They've been sort of on lockdown, which I don't think was such a great idea now that I've done it. Sort of the idea was, though, that we don't need to know the full numbers. Well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, what I'm saying is, the voting is coming, and I think I'm going to lose the election, Pastafarians. I don't think I'm going to be captain by this time next month. So, it's going to take a lot of work. We'll get to the work later. We'll talk about how I'm going to use rhetoric here to convince these voters that I should be the one to vote that they ought to vote for. Because I sort of have been studying rhetoric, obliquely, and so I can use it as a weapon against the people whom I hope to represent in my familial democracy that we've got running at the ramshackle. So anyway, it's going to. It really is sort of the end of an era. I feel like I'm going to be remembered as the king that sort of lost power to Generation X, the sort of boomer that let the rest of them down, right? The last holdout of the generation of mistakes is what I feel like it's going to be. I think this incoming president is going to be very strict, and that is one of the things that I'm going to be bringing up here. Is that sort of these people have no power. We don't know how they are going to do with it, and when they do have it, they've shown that they do it poorly. And by these people, I mean the generation that is sort of I am raising or attempting to sort of habitate until they are capable of habitating themselves. Is that correct? I don't really understand sort of the social contract. In the beginning of the relationship, it really was very one-sided. I sort of dictated all the terms, and hopefully I can, that age is coming to an end. But, yeah, here I am on the mall, because I do have the time, because I've been such a good captain for the last year. Here's another one of my rhetorical tools that I'm going to be using. That everyone, I think, is thriving, even through this very sort of strange year, where all the expectations were sort of ignored, and it really was agility that was demonstrated. I think I did well on that test. So, hopefully, I think there's some voters that I'm going to try to win over. And so I think the arguments need to be tailor-made to the audience, right? The more you know to your audience, the better your speech is going to be, I think. So... But anyway, I've got till the 20th. That's the solstice, or not the solstice, my apologies. The equinox. The vernal equinox, is that correct? Do let me know if you have plans for that, and if you're going to be down here in Denver, let me know. We will mark the occasion, as I am wont to do when we find round numbers in these orbits that we have, sort of midpoints. We do like to count the time by those. I think with use of those, we may hope to get a grasp on what the hell time is. I think, maybe not. Maybe we got it. Maybe we figured out what time is. I think we don't. I think we don't know what it is. But if you think I'm wrong, do put it in the comments down there. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is RadioShow. This is RadioShow Live on the street. So, because we're going to be doing more RadioShow. We're going to be doing them from an undisclosed location at this moment. I can't disclose to you this location because it's not disclosed to me. It's like, they're just like, trust me, it'll work. And I'm like, it's going to be the garage, right? And they're like, no, we're going to find you a thing. And then they're going to be like, because of COVID, we need you to start in the garage. And they're like, well, yeah, but, you knew that was going to happen. And I'm like, yeah, I knew it. Like, that's the point. So, these people are impossible to work with, so it's a miracle, in fact, that anything gets done. So there you go, one miracle. Anyway, radio show, but look, with a camera. That's weird. Sort of breaks the whole point of radio show, eh? Isn't it? Could be. I don't know. Let me see if getting the shade here See if I have any control over any of this. All messages are visible, is that correct? Okay. I'm going to be down here for as long as it's not too cold, I think. As long as the sunshine persists, which I think is until about 5:30. Or as the battery, or there's a couple things that would... My bladder, I suppose, may interrupt. I do have a lot of interrupt contingencies, I suppose. You know, I don't mean to make any promises. But also, this phone could ring, or a friend from work could walk by, and I might stop it for that. So go fuck yourselves. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. You can't tell me what I'm going to do, but I am going to do it out here in the streets, and you actually can tell me what to do because of the comments down there. So, just sort of metaphorically, like you're not the boss of me. Which of course is untrue. So I wonder if you've been watching some of these interviews I've been doing. There's a lot of people to talk to. I haven't really walked down the road yet, so let's go down and see if we can find any of the people who like to come out here and preach. I do have some musicians. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to tip today, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to not try to put too many street musicians on camera for too long. I don't want to take advantage of the goodwill of these people who are beautifying the 16th Street Mall. But again, I do want to let you know that this is a fucking cool place to be as far as come on down. And it's warming up, it's finally thawing, so that's nice. I have missed a couple of days with the GMS, but that's because of it's very fucking cold on the days that I have off. Look at this, even more musicians. I don't know if I got that because of that sort of 380 degrees, or 180 degrees, not 300, but like 180 degrees, sort of the way that was intended, though it did seem to be like this other thing. But yeah, pardon me, as I say, we're walking down to the end here to see if there's any preachers. Well, also, as I said, trying to preview, but not abuse the goodwill of all the street performers down here who are doing work other than propaganda or evangelism. People who are doing things like bringing music, to the forum. I very much do appreciate these people, and again, don't want to take advantage of them. I don't see anybody at all, nor do I hear anyone with the sort of half listening that I'm doing. Because again, I'm paying half attention to you, which is not really a radio show, is it? Because at radio show, I get to just sort of sit there, and first of all, drink some fucking cherry cola, some very cherry cola, and I don't have that available to me that I can think of. I've got a Walgreens and a Target, but I don't think they're going to have that very cherry flavor cola that I'm used to at this point. I'm not even sure I can bring you the same show. Like, I'd have to really re-examine what radio show means to me, and those people who are long-time viewers of it. to really sort of be able to deliver an experience that is true to the name. So this could just be, I might have to take the radio show out of it because of how poorly it's going, because you know, I don't think that I would have a segment in radio show where we just walk up and down the street while I try not to get run over and stuff. But that is exactly what this segment here is. So, see, the theatre has already stamped its mark on the product, though I think that the intellectual property can bear the disfigurement, I guess, of 16th Street Mall, or the co-integration of these themes and ideas. It is very wonderful out today, like so incredibly bright and warm, like it's not been in a while, especially on the days that I've been able to get out to fulfill my calling, which of course in this area is to preach truth and oppose those who spread lies on the street like it's some sort of street theatre. So if you do see anybody down here in Denver who's behaving like that, send them my way. Especially as we approach spring and all these street preachers want to come over and invade your space, and just think about how nice it was that they were fucking not here for an entire year, maybe, for some of them. And now they're back, like screeching cicadas. And literally, look, I can reach more people with this video here. It's very, it's only the first few hundred of you that will see a view count that's less than what I could get if I was screaming on that street, right? With sort of old-timey tools. But to something I was saying earlier, because I guess I have searched and I do not see anybody. So, anyway, as I was saying, before our musical guest arrived, down here at the 16th Street Mall, I think that there's nobody out today. And so that means that we can just sort of reflect upon the conversations that we've been having with our opponents in this game of street conversation, street performance that is as ancient as publishing. Again, I've been struck by the resemblance of religion to publishing sort of houses. And the way they advertise and grow community. Because sort of in the same way that electricity and magnetism sort of, or what is it, magnetism and electromagnetism, right? What's going one way is a magnetic wave and the other is a different wave. Oh shit. A wave of electricity? I don't know what I'm talking about. But because those two waves pull each other in and out of existence, they propagate each other. And so, in the same way that we have a publishing mechanism that has a deadline and has to get something out, which, by the way, check out our publishing thing that we're probably going to be finishing up today. Not finishing up, but first drafting, We've got this thing we've been working on through the sort of freeze here that we are finally getting published, because like I say, we're coming out of the snow, ready to work on these projects. Very excited about spring tour that might be upcoming here. But again, I can't make any promises because there are so many variables that are about to be changed because of the change of administration that could happen here in the upcoming vote. Can't look too far into the future. For the very least, if I retain my position in Kaplan, I have no idea what compromises I would have to have made to be there. So I just don't even know what I would be doing if I were captain. So that's that. I think we're going to stay down here for an hour or two and talk to people. The sun's getting lower, but it's still very, very warm here. It's still very nice out. So I think as we hit the 5 o'clock, sort of maybe more people might come down and set up. Is that right? Do I think that somebody used to preach on Wednesdays in the afternoon? Is that right? Is that not it's Maldonado, right? And he might be preaching down this way, so that's cool. There's sort of a thing that I'd like to do. I recall that thing without notes even. I recall that I'd like to talk about these conversations that I'm having with these people right here. Because I've started another conversation since this one began, and it again has floundered or stagnated. And the idea of faith as if they've given me an answer, which I literally, just between you and me, Pastafarians, I really don't know what they mean by it anymore. There's this idea that when Socrates is talking to Euthyphro about piety, that you can read the story two ways. You can read the story that Socrates does think that he has a better idea of the definition of piety than Euthyphro does, and that but you can also think that Socrates is saying some of the things that he's saying in good faith, which I think the evidence points against. I think Socrates is a satirical character. I think quite obviously a satirical character, so I just don't know what to do about these things. If you'd like to talk about how Socrates is obviously satirical, we should call him Satiricles, and get it over with. But anyway, I don't think I have a definition of faith, so I don't need them to agree with me what it is, because I really don't know what they're talking about. And if it's an idea that solves all these problems, they really are going to have to explain what it is. Especially because I immediately have questions answered like, can Muslims have faith? Which I think we all agree they can. I think I'd like to talk to a Muslim, if you know one, in the 16th Street Mall area that would like to talk to me, especially. On the subject of faith, do tell them where I go and what Twitter they can follow to see where and when I'll be available. So, it's a new season, I suppose, of this thing that we're doing out here. One of my opponents from last season, I talked a little bit to in real life and a lot to on the internet, was a guy called Louis Huey. My sincerest apologies. I really meant to do it straight. I got it backwards. That's really funny. But he's been unfortunately removed from a lot of these platforms that we played this game on, so, you know, that's unfortunate. We're not going to be hearing much from him anymore, so that's too bad, especially if he's gotten, like, unpersoned by his sort of, like, fascist systems that he's becoming involved in. Because I'm not sure if we are really giving credit to the people who like to unperson people. Like Jesus, in fact, likes to tell you that everything about you that causes you to be you are the exact things that you really need to remove so that you can be exactly like who you should be, which is, I guess, him. And you're almost there if you just change everything about you. Just all of those things. Oh, yes. Hello. We do have a preacher. Excellent. This is great. What time is it? I guess I'll check. Over here. To see what time it is. Hopefully we can talk about faith. Wouldn't that be great? Hopefully this person's Muslim, though. I think not. Well, that's alright. It's 62 p.m. No, 4:12. That's great. Alright, radio show. Let me make sure I haven't missed any chat. And then let's, I suppose, move into the next segment, which might be called Is Hell Real? But, you know, we can wait to see if he becomes outspoken. And we can talk about how Faith came up again with John Shuck, whom I do hope to see again very soon. He was talking about, just at the end of that, he dropped Faith like it was a solution to all of these questions, instead of exactly an identification of what the problem with our conversation has been. Is that people keep talking. Oh, sorry, I'm distracted by reality. My apologies, Pastafarians. Because I think the person who's proclaiming a gospel other than truth is doing it merely with signs. So, you know, as am I. It's Meridian Heights. Hello there, Meridian Heights. How are you faring today? We're out today for a live episode of RadioShow. RadioShow live. I think it's going wellish. Yeah. We've had a lot of surprise guests, so you may want to review the video and catch up in double speed. Do let me know if you catch up. Of course, you don't have to. But again, I do advise YouTube to be viewed at double speed when at all possible. And I think those who advise you against it have nefarious reasons for it. But let's talk, I guess, since we are gathered together as a quorum of Pastafarians. Again, is it not said when there's two Pastafarians around? Who is it? Says Low Lux. I don't know. Who is whom? Oh, yo, what's up? Hi, Mitch. Oh, great. There's tons of people I've missed already. Sorry about that. Dale Blue says, hi, Mitch. Hello, Dale. Low Love Licks says, yo, what's up? Not too much. Radio show, live. You know, I've got this thing. Well, let's go see if we can find a mirror to show you sort of the device I'm using. But, you know, it's a phone that I've been able to pay for because of my real-life capitalist job. And, or a job for a capitalist who, you know, not to talk too much about business because of how I really do want to keep those things very, very separated. the capitalist has sort of cashed out and sold it up the food chain. Not sure whether it's preparation for federal legality or just taking bets on it. I think they're betting wrong too, because of how I think we've been shown that it really is a situation of that ratchet I saw on Facebook or whatever, that one side turns it as hard as they can the other way, and then the other side just sort of stops it, and then when it swings back and forth, it just ratchets itself in one direction. If you look at it over time, which is sort of a thing that we measure ourselves by, it is one of our dimensions. It's hard to confess that we are not three-dimensional beings because of our insistence that the child I was is the adult I am now, spiritually speaking. But, you know, if you'd like to hear my lectures on the subject, do go check out my sermonations. Why is there an error here now? Ahoy, Pastafarians, radio show, woohoo. Yeah, radio show, woohoo. Another spring, woohoo. 12,021, woohoo. It's going to be a great year. It's a sort of that thing where it goes back and forth. What are those called? The Hannah words? I do hope, since we're getting so many exciting guests, surprise guests here, to sort of give a glimpse, I think, of the season that is to come, this 12,021 spring season. I do hope we get some Maldonado, but, you know, I'm going to go check out his post here. Also, our friends, I really don't know how to see if Joseph Maldonado is still preaching. I don't know where to go to see if he's kept up his efforts through this very cold sort of few weeks. But I do know where to go to find the ecclesia, and I think that they've sort of taken a break. They went preaching to California, which I think was successful. And, you know, again, I lament my disability to be able to go. But I think it has to do with sort of my relationship to capitalism, which I guess I'm working through. I don't know. If you would like to hear some of my sermons on capitalism, do click that link below. Also, I've got Joe Leroux back at the mobile sort of broadcast van that we have. She is drawing the cover of today's podcast, which I'm recording here. You can put it on a tape, like a lot of my followers like to do, an audio tape, so that you can bring it with you on your long haul truck drives, play it on your cassette tape, or maybe if you're jogging or making a cake that takes 3 hours to do, you know, anything that sort of is ritualistic, which you're trying to sort of find a lecture or discourse to carry your mind away. I definitely would revel in the privilege, eh? So you check out my sermonettes on capitalism and the American police state. And also listen to my cassettes of this. And make the cassette and use the art that I was talking about. So, where does Maldonado preach? I think it's still on one more street. I think it's in front of the Walgreens. It just feels amazing out here. Like, there were a couple times this last couple weeks where, you know, I was down and I was, you know, thinking about doing my Pastafarian duties of opposing the hate preachers But then I just sort of felt like it was so very cold that I really did not want to, and thus I did not. So that's great. That is a lot of fun to be able to, find that personal revelation there that, it doesn't have to be a every week kind of thing, especially because spring is opening up. I really just am going to have a lot more hours. So we expect that we'll have a broadcasting space for a number of hours. The neighborhood kids have been around quite a bit during this corona, so the place where we live is just a madhouse. I don't mind telling you that our next door neighbor had a party one of these Saturdays, and there were shots fired and broken windows, like the next door neighbor. So like, everyone's sort of on edge because of all the indoor stuff, or maybe because of the threats of hell and shit that have been longer than the language. I'm thinking a lot about sort of where my people were before they were here. Sort of, I come from a people who migrated to the Salt Lake area almost as early as possible. Definitely during the first year of the migration, right? Because it was 44 on, and we were right at the second year, I think, that the movement was going. I'll have to check that. No. 15 months is my guess. Do check that in the links below to see my references that I mentally called up and checked to make my guesstimation now, which I definitely will put in the description in the next couple days here. So here I am, and unfortunately our long-time opponent from last season is not quite here yet. So I'm not exactly sure who's going to join us this year, but if today's anything to go by, it's going to be very musical, and that's exciting. And hopefully, by the way I've been able to tame some of these insane street preachers that are talking in a more productive level, people like John Shuck, who's out there talking all crazy and stuff. I don't know if you've listened to his sermons, but I do would love to compare and contrast 5 minutes of my sermonizing with 5 of his. I'd like you to judge between these two street preachers, these two artists playing the same sport, determine which of us is more capable of making that thing that you feel inside feel inside. I think I missed the end of that sentence. Sorry. It's somewhere around there. I think you can see where I was landing. So yeah, I do hope we get to continue this season with people who we've spoken to last season. These relationships that we've had with these street preachers for the last year have been very good. I think we did amazing work last year. I think that tour to New York was fucking amazing and hilarious. I'm very proud of that. If you'd like to, I'm going to be able to do some things this year that I'm going to do. I will fund them myself, and they'll be funny, and I'll enjoy them. And if you would like to also fund stuff, there's some fucking jokes I would like to tell that I cannot quite fund yet. So check out the links below, which I definitely have down there, maybe, because you can give me your money. Also, let's see if there's anyone down here on the street sort of trying to raise awareness of a thing, and we'll talk to them. I'll keep my eyes out for that. Man, as a first episode, all I'm thinking about is sort of how much work is on me as not only the actor here that's got to like talk, but also the cameraman, like literally, and the director. Good gracious! And so I do have to say I should be getting paid triple for this. And I'm not sure if I am. I'm not sure if that's the way my Spaghetti Monster counts and shit. But it's probably because I haven't read his book of scripture quite well enough, or maybe even at all. It's hard to remember. I've had a lot of it read to me, so I think I pretty much know what it says. I know the good parts, right? The parts that they bring up a lot. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the Pastafarian world. Like, I know it doesn't matter, but it is sort of funny. Like, where is the line of real sort of church? Because I do believe that we've had a schism, like the many before, the many after in our church. One of our major ways of communicating with each other was a Facebook group. And by I say major, I'm just saying there were lots of us there. And that group has fractionated because of disagreement among the moderators, which I find to be hilarious. Because of everyone's belief that there is... also, it's Facebook's inability to split a group. It seems like in the future we don't have to do it with hurt feelings and side picking. We can split the group and call one and call the other. One of the things that Minecraft has told me, because of I really do like to talk about Minecraft and things I learned from video games, is that if you label your baskets, it's sort of the sorting is unnoticed. It's very interesting. Or more sorting happens than you feel. Not the sorting is unnoticed, but some sorting goes unnoticed. Feels like it sort of emerges just out of the position, the relationship of ideas. So I think we're going to be meeting a lot of people and having some really good conversations, hopefully about faith. Now that things are warming up, and the conversation gets to move to something else other than will you or won't you get vaccinated, because I think this is a very short conversation. It ends with people calling each other stupid. So, I think we didn't get very far with that one. But I think we can with what is faith. So hopefully we'll get some guests from out of town as well. If we get some, last year we hit 1,000 subscribers, and we're about to hit 1,200, I guess. And so we're going, hopefully we'll trigger some of the algorithms, rewards systems here, though they often like to update the reward just as the majority of people are about to receive them. So, that's how time works, isn't it? So, excellent. I really am excited for people to come on down. There's new, I didn't even notice John Shuck until just recently, so it's cool that he's been doing it for a couple years out here. We'll get to see him quite often. Gar is being really cool, and I'm sort of don't want to take a step away from where we are, so I've just sort of been chilling on. Yeah, come on down. Let's talk about religion out here in the forum, where I think it needs to go. I'm sort of treating you Pastafarians like the people in the street here. It really is sort of two shows merged together. It really is fucking frying my brain. You know, even recording it is easier than talking to you live. Though, you know, maybe if I had an assistant here to help out with it, that'd be great. Really Hines has spoken to us quite a bit. Holy shit, I gotta catch the fuck up. Nice holiday lights over the head. Bet they look nice. Yeah. Maybe they ran away because it's 420. That has come and gone, and I sort of have not celebrated with some of my ritualistic celebrations. But, you know, whatever, you know, it's hard when rituals conflict to know which one to choose. Got those 8-track tapes of the first shows. Great, excellent. Hold on to those. I think we're going to be putting those in the museum later, if I know anything about cults. Weather is great here in Chicago too. Excellent. This really was a very cold storm. We're glad that it is not in the present anymore. Almost 2,000 subs, man. Well, I guess. Yeah, almost. There's a US flag over your head. Well, that's because, and also around my waist, I do want to say that for a very long time, I have incorporated the American colors and hopefully as well the American ideals and values into the things that I am preaching here, because I do think that the religion that I was part of before this one, the Mormon religion, is a very American religion, and I think that was to its credit. I also think that Pastafarianism is an American religion. I think it's one of our greatest exports as a community, is this need and desire and position from which to clean this world up. I was wondering, you know, what I would do when if I was to get one of them PPP grants that all of those Catholic churches seem to have gotten. And before I sort of reveal my ideas, I don't want to lead the witness or anything. I do want you know, any inspiration that you Pastafarians find to be able to be, you know, utilized by our ministry out here at the One True Cult of Flying Spaghetti Monster, first Pastafarian cult of YouTube. Go ahead and put what you think some good ideas are in the comments there, and I'll just sort of use those also, including the very great ideas that I myself have had. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a fucking, you know, chill day. So I'm going to head over to Kinko's and make a bunch of copies and put them together in a way that we might send out to people, such that they can purchase things from our catalogue of products. So, you know, be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, I'll be able to publish before the deadline, which is, you know, March 20th. So many deadlines, sort of a wall that is very difficult to see past, like Yoda says, because of how much the future changes, depending on the angle from which we approach it, based on the curves we've made before then. They tell me that today is International Sex Workers Day, so congratulations all you international sex workers. That's great. How'd you get that job? I would love to be an international sex worker. I was never advised that I could do that, I guess. So first of all, I guess the number one thing for international sex workers to do on the day is advise people that you too can be an international sex worker. You know, if you go between some nations where sex work is legal. Also, you know, it's such a broad term, sex work. There are some forms of sex work that are decriminalized here in this location legalized. I don't know. But I work a job. I sell marijuana for a living, and lots of people come in, and I meet a lot of people, and we talk about marijuana. And it's very, very illegal for a lot of the people who come in where they live, and it's boggles the mind. But I would like to talk about these American values that we can join together with. One of which was that the people who entrusted us with this country also trusted us to be educated enough to make these decisions. So I do invite you to educate yourself, and there's no better place than now in the forum out here in the Star. Because it's free out here, the conversation's always happening in the public square. And we are taming those aggressive and racist voices, and it's with your participation that will go faster. For a number of reasons, and if you would like to hear my lectures on rhetoric, please do check the 8-track collection below. And so anyway, Pastafarians, I'm going to get to work on something really cool. And hopefully I will see you Pastafarians very, very soon for more radio show. Bye.